Welcome back to MMA Oddsbreaker. Today we're talking to Jared Rosholt, getting ready to battle against Soa Palelei, coming up here on June 28th in New Zealand. So, Jared, you're just like a typical old school Midwest wrestler. You're just traveling overseas now to keep moving forward. Does going to New Zealand for a fight, does that excite you? Is that a place you wanted to visit? Or is this just another spot you have to go to as you work your way towards a heavyweight title?
I think it's a little bit of both. You know, New Zealand, that's a destination that anybody would like to go to or see at least once in their lifetime, and probably never have that opportunity to do it. So it's kind of it's exciting. It's exciting just to go see it and everything, but I'm definitely more excited and more focused on why I'm really there, and that's for the fight.
Now, Jared, are you going to book yourself a couple of extra days after the fight's over so you can stay and actually see it, or are you going to come right back home and get right back to work? Because traditionally, you're a guy that fights on Saturday, and you're in the gym by the next week Wednesday. And you don't take much time off. You love to work out. But on this special trip, are you going to take a little extra time to stay over?
No, it's gonna be just like the Abu Dhabi trip when I went overseas for that. We're gonna go there. We're gonna leave 10 days early, get there, get acclimated, start working out over there, and getting used to, if there's any humidity or temperature or anything like that. We're gonna get acclimated to that, and right after the fight, the following day, I mean, we're taking off. So, I mean, when I'm there that early, about from 10 days out up to about 4 days out from the fight, I'll get up, do my workout and stuff in the morning, and then we'll go walk around. We'll go see stuff and see New Zealand or whatever. And so I'll get to see stuff, but, I won't get to experience it in every way that I would like to. But, I'm there. It's business, not pleasure. So, but I'm very fortunate and lucky to have the opportunity just to fight and work over there.
The reason why I ask you this, and you and I have talked about this before, is because the folks at home don't really know. They think it's all glamour and fun, and they think that when we travel to these exotic places to compete, that we get to see all these really neat spots, and we really don't. We see the inside of the hotel room, we see the inside of the place we're working out, and if you're a guy like me, and fortunately for you, you don't have to. We see the inside of the sauna, and that's basically all we see. And then our corner might be able to go travel a little bit more because while we're resting and trying to get acclimated. But we don't really get to see much because we're there for a job. Does your corner get out and see more than you do, or do you guys kind of always stick together and always stay together?
No, we pretty much always stay together and stick together. I mean, my strength and conditioning coach, Adrian Ramirez, now he'll get up early in the morning before everybody else, and he'll go out and walk around, go see some stuff that maybe he doesn't think anybody else would be interested in seeing, or, that he's already asked and we said no, that we didn't care to go. And he'll go off on his own in the morning when he knows he's not going to be needed around or anything. And so, I mean, they don't see that much more than me, I don't think. And for the most part, we all kind of like the same stuff. And we went and saw all the same things in Abu Dhabi and Dubai. We all went on the same tour and everything. But yeah, I'm real lucky with not having to watch my weight as much as other fighters and stuff. I don't feel as bad, I've got energy and stuff. Like, I prefer to get up and go walk around and do something during the day, or else I feel worse from just laying around. I feel lethargic, I feel tired. It needs to be just like my average day. I need to get up, I need to go work out, I need to go do something, get some exercise, get some fresh air.
I've been around a lot of heavyweights, Jared, in my long time through wrestling and through fighting. And I got to be honest, you're one of the more active heavyweights. Like, not just, oh, you have a long training session, train hard, but even when you're not training, you're pretty active as well. And you're a big guy. Like, most guys are active like you tend to get smaller. Like your brother, he got smaller. Like, he's a smaller guy, but he's just as active. Have you noticed that too? That when you're hanging around other heavyweights, you tend to have more energy and want to do more stuff besides just going to practice and laying on the couch?
Yeah, I see that and stuff. I see it a lot, and I think it just kind of carries over into workouts too. You stay pretty active, and I never understand how these guys can do it. They're like, going to work out in the morning, and then you'll see them tweet it, or they'll tell you, they'll just be like, yeah, I got to go home, and get a couple hour nap. And I'm just like, I just don't get it. I can't do it. I go home, and even the days that I'm extremely exhausted from workouts, I'll sit there, or I'll even try and lay down in bed, and it's light out, and I can't get myself to go to sleep. I have to wait until nighttime, until I know everything that I wanted to do that day is done, and then I can sleep. But I don't understand how people do it. And I want to have an active lifestyle and everything. I don't want to be just couch bum or whatever. But and just prefer to live like that. Get outdoors a little bit when I can. The hardest part is making myself take time off to sit down and relax between workouts. I try and, save up my energy and get rehydrated and everything for my next workout when I'm in training camp. So it's really just more like telling myself hey, you need to stay at home and sit down for a little bit.
Well, a lot of that is just your upbringing, how your parents raised you, and the focus you had from your brother, being just a couple years older and trying to get, trying to follow in his footsteps. But then also it's your own drive and determination, which is the reason why you, in my opinion, you're one of the heavyweights that everybody needs to watch as you're going through your fights, because you're taking the smart route. You're not trying to blast yourself into a title hunt right now. You're not trying to jump your way into it. You just every day you go to practice. Every fight you fight your heart out, and then you let the higher ups. You let Ted and Dana argue about who your next fight's going to be and what's going to happen. That's all you worry about. Does going over to New Zealand and fighting Soa over there, he's also a big puncher, and comes in pretty good shape, and is pretty athletic. He doesn't seem to be in as good shape as you, and not quite as athletic foot-wise as you. Is this an exciting fight for you? Is this one of those fights you really get up for every time you go to training camp?
Yeah. Yeah, right after I found out that I was going to be fighting Palelei, well, just him in general, but also over in New Zealand, and it's close to his home country, and it's just like right away I just extreme excitement. I was overwhelmed with excitement, and I'm just like, this is what I've been waiting for. This is like, I feel like one of those matches that it's gonna show that I'm arriving. Like I'm getting to where I want to be. It's gonna kind of put me on the scene in the heavyweight division more so, and and it's a big fight. It's got to ranked above me. It'll get me closer to top 10. It'll probably get me a fight with the top 10 next fight if I win. I mean, and it's the third fight of my 4-fight contract. There's a lot of stuff, it's a really important fight for me. So I'm extremely excited for it. And I think it's a perfect matchup of styles for me, and where I could really showcase some skills and the stuff that I've worked so hard on the last couple of years. With him being a wrestler, likes to take guys down, get them out and pound them out. I'm very similar in that, and that kind of stuff. And so it's kind of like, well, let's just see what happens. Are we going to see who the better wrestler is, who can get on top, who can pound the other one out, or let's see who's better in the other sense. Let's stand there and swing for the fence and see who can connect.
When this fight got announced, I looked at this fight, and this is a great matchup for both of you guys. This fight accelerates both of your careers. Obviously, it accelerates yours a little bit more because he's higher ranked than you right now. But it's going to be this, no matter win, lose, or draw in this fight, because the way both of you always fight, it's going to be an exciting fight for the fans, and they're going to love to watch this. I wish I could get over there to watch this one, because New Zealand is a place that I want to go to that I haven't been to yet. So I'm a little jealous you get to go over there. I want to see this fight live and in person, and unfortunately it's not going to happen for me. It is an incredible matchup from a fan standpoint. This is a huge matchup for me as a fan. I really want to see whose style is better, like who can control their style better as opposed to staying there swinging for the fences and who can knock each other out, because heavyweights do that all the time. I want both. I want to see you showcase your skill and your talent that a lot of people don't know you have because you haven't had a chance to show it yet, because you're beating guys up in a different way, because that's how it demands. You can't show as much skill and talent as that you have because It's just the fight's been going in that direction. This fight actually will give you that space to be able to show and showcase a lot more of your wrestling than you have been in the past 4 or 5 fights.
Well, yeah, I agree with you there too. And the best part about, I think, with me is I am a wrestler, and I'm pretty good on the ground as far as staying out of bad positions. I'm pretty good at controlling people and landing shots from on top. And I haven't really been in that position to really show any work from the bottom. And I have done stuff quite a bit from my feet since being in the UFC, but I think that's one thing that's a real strength for me is I can go all 3 rounds. I've done it in my past 2 fights. I've done it, I did it standing on my feet for 12 and a half minutes against Walt Harris, who's supposed to be a dynamic striker. I got knocked down in the first fight, but it was really caught up balance. And then the second period, I stayed on my feet the whole time, outstruck him, landed more shots, everything. And then third period, it went almost halfway, and then I decided, I have to win this round to win. Put him down about 2.5 minutes in. So, I'm real confident with my striking too, and I think that's a big advantage for me that I can go hard for 15 minutes. And, Palelei finished his last 3 guys within, 2 minutes or 2.5 minutes. So, he's gonna have to wonder, can I go that long against this guy that's proven it the last couple of times, and going against a style where, hey, I don't care how good he thinks he is at wrestling, it's gonna be really hard for him to take me down. I mean, I'm not gonna say it can't happen, because anything can, but it's gonna be. I'm not Pat Barry,
Yeah.
I'm not Pat Barry, and I'm not gonna get taken down like that. I've been studying his videos, his fights, and I'm not going to run in there and throw a flying knee at a guy that's trying to take me down. I mean, that's just here's your gift, wrap and boat and everything, Nobody's going to run in there and throw a flying knee on a guy that's fresh and ready to wrestle or take a guy down. So and then it's unpredictable. Like I said, with the Walt Harris one, I went out there and then he probably thought, oh, this guy's going to try and take me down the whole time. Well, I stood with him for all the way until the last half of the third period. I'm sure he was just like, this isn't what I thought was going to happen, And then they went over in Abu Dhabi against Daniel Omielinski, or what, he was probably like, oh, this guy's, might stand with me, he might go to the ground with me, but nobody's ever tried to submit him, and I have, 15 submissions or 13 or whatever. He didn't even come close to getting anything. So I think I'm real unpredictable. I think it's going to be a great fight. It's going to be a really good one.
Well, you and Cain Velasquez, obviously, Cain Velasquez is a champ. It's the new breed of the heavyweight. It's the athletic, mobile, super wrestler that goes hard as hell for 15 minutes. In output, you rival 185 pounders. You rival 170 pounders in your fight output, because you're just so active and you move so much. And that's why this fight's really exciting, because both of you are this way. And you're right, though. He doesn't know if he can go 15 minutes that hard. He can go hard for 3 minutes in the first round, because that's how he usually finishes guys off. But what happens now when you get into the second round, and then deep into the third round, and you still have the same energy, and you're not falling down, you're not getting knocked out, and you're hitting him just as hard as he's hitting you, and you're taking him down at will. That changes the game entirely. So that's why, for me, this is a super exciting fight, because both you guys know how to bring it. And I always question, and when it comes to the heavyweight division, can guys go into the third round? Well, you've proven it your last 3 fights, and Soa has not proven it, just because he's been getting out of the way so much quicker.
Yeah, and with him, I mean, that's one thing that it's an advantage and disadvantage for him. He's a big guy. He has to get down to 265. I haven't had anybody. I've had big guys, and I've gone against big guys. I mean, in wrestling, the heavyweight division went all the way up to 285. Yeah. So I'm used to big guys, big bodies and stuff. It's been a while since I've had anybody that big, but. But at the same time, you're that big, you're a little bit slower, you get a little bit more tired sooner, and then with I think you're a little bit quicker when you're smaller. I mean, I got up to like 260 or 265 there for a while when I first started MMA, because the management stuff was like, oh, size is going to be a big deal here, and I'm just like, okay, so I did it, and then I was just slow. I didn't feel very good, and now I'm back down to like 245, 240, and I feel great. I feel quick. I feel mobile. So that'll be an advantage for me, I think. So it's a matchup. It's just a great matchup. I'm a little bit smaller than him. He's bigger than me. I'm a little bit quicker than him. I mean, both wrestlers. It's going to be fun. I can't wait for it.
Well, Jared, thanks for spending a very long time with us here on MMA Oddsbreaker. I apologize, and I'll promise you only 7 to 10 minutes, and we doubled that at least. I still can't get off the phone with wrestlers. I still want to keep them on the phone and keep talking to them, so I apologize about that. But good luck in this fight against Soa Palelei. You can watch Jared Rosholt battle out on June 28th in Aukland, New Zealand, of all places, on UFC Fight Night. Jared, thanks for coming on here. We'll talk to you soon, buddy.
Yeah, I love talking with you guys anytime. Appreciate it.
Take care.
All right.